My name is Sarah Anthony, and I am daytime and primetime shows. I have the honor of interviewing Nathan Varni, executive producer for programming at ABC, NBC shows. So he's in charge of mostly the shows that come and go. And this will be the second part of our interview that I believe we had back in, March or February. We also have Diann Lewis-Charles,
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Varni.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks so much for having me back.
Okay, we like to start with something fun.
Can you tell us a fun fact about yourself?
I guess the fun fact is I kind of grew up at the beach, and even my high school was right behind the sand dunes, so we would always have like our PE classes. We would run on the beach, and we'd do science classes on the beach and tide pools, so that was fun. And growing up, I didn't really realize that that was as special as it is. Since I've moved away, I realized that obviously that's kind of a special thing. So there's a fun fact for you.
Well,
okay.
That is fun.
Did you ever cut class to do any of those things?
Do what?
Did you ever cut a class to do any of those things? I don't want to get you in trouble with your mother.
No, I was a pretty good kid. I was a good student.
Okay, so congratulations to you, to all of the cast of GH, the writers, the producers, the people behind the camera, I don't even know who I'm forgetting, the wardrobe, I guess everyone that has to do with GH just to keep it running, because this is, I think, the second year in a row you guys are getting.
Yeah, second year in a row. It's really, really great news. It's great to be there live in Pasadena. It was a really fun show this year, and I'm glad they were able to at least broadcast it on Facebook for the fans to see, so that was great. And it was, a little bit of surprise, but a happy surprise to win the Emmy for second year in a row. I was feeling that maybe because there's only 4 soap operas left that we would get into some kind of like rotation game where, every year like a new soap opera would win. But it was super fun to be able to win that for the second year in a row. And I know it means so much to the cast and the crew and to our producers and writers. They were all super excited
Absolutely.
to take that home for a second year in a row. So I was glad I was able to be in the audience that night.
Okay, so we'll go back and forth. I'll ask a question, and then Diann can ask a question. That was my question.
Oh, okay, so then it's my turn. GH has been described as a psychological drama, and I really think that's one of the reasons why it keeps the fans so intrigued. Will GH be keeping this overall theme?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's kind of the plan for now. So, I mean, obviously with 250-something episodes every year, it does change. We go through kind of our different stories and focuses on different characters at times. But, yeah, I think that's been working well, and we'll continue to kind of explore that. I think that's an interesting story angle, and it's been working well. So hopefully there'll be more of that down the road.
Okay.
While watching the parts that we were able to get here on the East Coast in Central Time, we saw a lot of really good emotion from Monica, finally putting the feud to end. And throughout the week, we saw a lot of emotions from the characters.
Absolutely.
So would you say that was very from their heart they did it?
Yeah.
Kind of scripted, but unscripted.
One part of it is obviously Jane's been on the show for many years, so I think that makes it a little easier to log in a really emotional performance because you are saying truly, a goodbye to a dear friend of the show. And on the other side, I think we have spectacular actors. So I think most things, if you can give them on the page, they are amazing at their job, and they make sure that the emotion is brought to life. And I think they do a pretty good job with all deeply emotional scenes of really hitting it home. We have a really top-notch cast right now, and they're great. What can I say?
Yeah, they are. They're super. We've got to talk to some of them. So, you go ahead, Diann, and then I'll ask the next question.
Okay. Well, I know for myself, I'm intrigued with Helena Cassadine. Will there be more exploration on the secrets of Cassadine Island?
I think so. There should be. Obviously with the Jake thing has been a big story for May, and that will continue into the Nurses' Ball. With Valentine being a Cassadine, that obviously provides a lot of great story for the future as well. I feel like there's a lot we still have yet to uncover about Valentine in his past. So I think it's definitely something that will be kept alive for future General Hospital storytelling.
Okay.
Speaking of the Nurses' Ball, last time we spoke, we were going to get more into the Nurses' Ball because you didn't know about budget and all that, all what was going to go on. So can you give us, I know you can't give away too much, but can you give us a little bit of what to expect?
I can give you a tiny bit. We did shoot the Nurses' Ball just last week out here in Los Angeles. It all went great. I can give you the air dates. It's going to be starting the week of May 22nd, with the bulk of the performances being May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And this year we're going to have some spectacular performances that I can't give away yet, but we should be able to give a little bit more information as we get a little bit closer to the 22nd. There's going to be a lot of great stuff going on, with Jake and the whole mystery of what happened to Jake on Cassadine Island. There'll be some surprise returns during the Nurses' Ball, and we're also going to dig in a little bit more to who was really responsible for Morgan's pill swap, as I guess we all know as viewers. So teasing it a little bit that might all kind of come head to head or head on, some kind of confrontation as we get to that Nurses' Ball week. And Sunny, Carly, Ava, Lucy, they will all be involved in some way during that week.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, GH has the Spencers, the Cassadines, Jeromes, the Corinthos, and the Quartermains. Will there be an expansion on the Ashford family?
That's a little bit TBD. I guess I can say yes, we will be meeting someone from Curtis's past in the summer, so that's something to look forward to. That's going to create a little bit of an obstacle for Curtis and Jordan and TJ. So look out for that coming up probably sometime in June.
Okay.
Okay, this is one more GH question I have.
Sure.
And we can move on. Anna. Now, I watch AMC a lot, and I'm trying to figure out if Anna is two different people, Alex and Anna, or if it's like some kind of identity association. And I'm sure you really can't tell me, but tell me.
Yeah, no, that's
a lot of AMC people kind of will have a hint.
No, absolutely. That's a good question, but obviously can't give that away. So I will say that is revealed soon, but keep watching for the exciting conclusion of what exactly is going on. And with Anna, is that the real Anna? Is like you said, is she going through some kind of identity crisis? Is she being drugged? Is she a different person? Who knows? So got to tune in.
Okay.
But good try.
Okay.
And I do want to remind everyone that I know we were preempted, unfortunately, today in some markets for like 10 or 15 minutes. We have around 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern tonight. The full episode will be available on abc.com for free. Usually you have to sign in with your cable provider, but you can go to abc.com, again, starting at 5 Pacific or a little bit after, and see the full episode. And then on TV, we'll be re-airing it on Monday, May 29th, which is Memorial Day. It was kind of a bummer. It caught everyone off guard. We didn't know we were going to be preempted today. So unfortunately, it was out of our control. At the end of the day, ABC News kind of dictates when they break in. So
they broke in twice.
Yeah, once during the 2 o'clock feed and once during the 3 o'clock feed. So for those folks who weren't able to see the full episode, please go to our website later this evening or catch the rerun on May 29th. So unfortunately, it happens sometimes, and obviously we despite what was on social media today, we do care about the fans. This is why we're not requiring people to sign in through their cable providers. We want people to see this episode, so it was just really bad timing.
Yeah, it's a very epic episode.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great episode. So yeah, check it out online later tonight or on Hulu, or if you want to watch it again on TV, you have the opportunity on Monday, May 29th.
Okay. So we're going to jump topics and go to your other shows that you do.
Sure.
Diann?
Oh, well, what I would like to know is, in regards to the scripts, how much input do you have as to what gets seen on the air?
Obviously we have a writing staff that's led by Gene Passanante and Shelley Altman, along with a lot of really, really talented writers. Most of those folks are based in New York. So, the ABC tradition is try to let our writers, who are the experts in writing, pitch the story. I don't pitch story myself. That's not my job. So what we do is we do read every weekend. The writers submit about 6 outlines, and then on Monday afternoons, myself and the executive producer Frank Valentini, along with Gene, Shelley, and the breakdown writers, will discuss each outline in detail, just to go over, if make sure we're tracking story correctly. If there's something that we feel passionate that maybe we should go in a different direction, we'll bring that up. But in terms of actually, dictating, it's very rare that we'll ever say, no, you can't do that story, or, we refuse to do that. We try to be as collaborative as humanly possible, but that's kind of the process on all of our shows, in daytime and primetime. We try to be partners with our showrunners and not, 100% do just what we feel would be the best shows. It is definitely a collaboration, and you never know where the next best idea is going to come from. Sometimes that comes from some of our staff writers on the show. Sometimes that comes from a script writer. Sometimes that comes from Gene and Shelley, obviously, who break the story every week. And once Frank pitches in too, and sometimes he'll have a really fantastic idea. And we do a lot of episodes a week or a year, so to me, it kind of takes an army to be able to keep that amount of story going 5 days a week. It's a really hard job, and I really admire our writers who somehow are able to turn in episode after episode after episode and keep things rolling along. It's not an easy job.
Okay. So I wanted to get into some of the shows. Obviously, tonight, TVIT. I think I told you about that. I do the Sunday, Once Upon a Time, Time After Time. One of the group members, she's very upset about it, actually, and her name is Jennifer Vercasio, I think you pronounce it, and she's very upset about it. I guess she's really devastated. I don't know. Sometimes she would get into the show, but I enjoyed it. But we wanted to know if they would finish airing it, online or on demand.
They might. I don't know for 100%. Sometimes it's a little difficult when we don't own that show. That show is owned by Warner Brothers Television. We just aired it, so it depends on if they can make a deal with Warner Brothers to put it online to show the rest of the episodes. But if that happens, I would imagine it'll probably happen over the summer.
Okay, because she was very upset about that.
I know it happens, but it's it's a brutal part of the business, and sometimes a show catches on, and sometimes it really just falls flat. And unfortunately, we just had a very, very small audience watching time after time, and clearly it was not resonating. Unfortunately, it's not enough to save a show. So it's the hard part about this business, that sometimes you have to say goodbye to shows that you love. I mean, I've worked on tons of shows that I've absolutely adored, but they just don't catch on. So it's a bummer of working on broadcast TV.
With the way social media is these days, is there some type of maybe a heads up that could have been done?
I say be that passionate viewer. If you like a show, make sure that you tell all your friends, your family members, talk about it on social media, because really that's the only way to get a show, noticed. And sometimes when a show is buzzworthy on, social media, or here's the other aspect, if people are watching on a delayed viewing, that was also the problem with Time After Time. After 3 to 7 days, the rating wasn't growing that big. We have some shows like Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the live number on Tuesday night doesn't do that well, but it goes up like 60 or 70% when you factor in the DVR and the playback on VOD and DVRs and all those other platforms. So it's detrimental when a show is not doing well on its live number, but even more detrimental when there's not a big bump in those what we call Live Plus 3 or Live Plus 7 numbers. So I always just say, if you love something, talk about it, because that's how in this day and age, there's so much competition, there's so many shows available to watch. Sometimes it's really hard to kind of make yourself noticed. So it's just one of those things where you have to be vocal, and it's just something you have to be passionate about and try to tell people. With that said, we don't know. We're going through the process right now of selecting shows for next year, and who's to say? You just don't know. You try to go on your gut instinct.
That brings me to my next question.
Sure.
You have Imaginary Mary. I'm assuming that's a pilot?
No, that was ordered a series this year. So last spring, 2016, a pilot was made. Because that show involves animation with the little puppet creature, it took a little longer to make. So they shot those episodes in the fall of 2016 up in Vancouver, and then post-production was another few months because they had to animate the little puppet creature. So we shot, I think it was like maybe 8 or 9 episodes. Those are currently airing on Tuesday nights at 9:30, and we don't know if that'll come back.
And the second part of my question would be, you told me last time you have a lot of pilots that will be coming on, but also you would let me know whether one of my favorite shows, Secrets and Lies, would be returning.
Secrets and Lies. So I can give you the date. We're going to know about all these shows by May 12th. May 12th is probably going to be the day that we'll make the announcements of what's coming back and also what's being canceled. So.
And where can I find that so I'm not always emailing you?
It's on, just check the entertainment sites. If you heard it, like Deadline.com, The Hollywood Reporter, Variety Magazine, Entertainment Weekly, TV Line. Just do a Google search for entertainment news and put yourself on a subscription list to like breaking news, and you can find out that way. And then on Tuesday, May 16th, we'll announce what our schedule is going to look like for the fall season. So, and same thing, that can be found on any of the entertainment websites.
So new pilots?
Yeah, new pilots will be all decided on May 12th, and then on May 16th, that's the day that they announce the schedule of when exactly, like what time periods those shows will go into for next season.
As far as audiences, what type of audience are you targeting?
We've done really well with family comedies in the last 7-8 years, with Modern Family in the Middle. And all those other family shows like Fresh Off the Boat and the Goldbergs, stuff like that. So that's on the comedy side. On the drama side, I think this year we'll see a trend in a little bit of lighter fare. I think the network feels that some of the shows they've done the last 5 years have been a little bit on the darker side. So I think there's a trend this year with our pilots that are a little bit lighter in tone, have a little bit of comedy in them, and are a little bit I don't know, what's the word, a little bit easier to watch,
right.
Instead of having to commit to the whole season, you can tune in and out of some of these shows and know generally what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. My speech therapist, actually, she said The Middle. That's one of her favorite shows. So I want to shout her out, Lindsay, because I'm sure she listens to every interview that I post.
Well,
so
great.
I wanted to shout her out, Lindsay. I don't know her last name.
Well, thanks, Lindsay, for watching. And that The Middle has been officially picked up for Season 9, and we still have a few episodes left to air this month, and then we'll be back in September for new shows.
Okay, we have a couple questions. One of our members, Charles, he would like to know how the writers make some of the shows like American Crime and Scandal come alive, like really animated.
Well, they're really great writers. That's my answer to that question.
Right.
There are writers' rooms with a team of writers, usually between 8 and 10 writers on these primetime shows. They start work usually in mid to late May, and they go back to work and they try to map out as much of the season as they can. So they have usually about 6 weeks of what we call prep work, of where they're just in the writer's room, hashing out and thinking of story for the upcoming season. And then most 1-hour shows start production usually sometime in July, and the half-hour shows usually go back to work shooting episodes in August, and you just work from there. But the truly talented shows, I feel like, have amazing writers, and they just know how to tell a really engaging, amazing story that sucks you in.
Yeah,
okay, so I just want to say that was from, I remember, Charles in Syracuse, New York. So I wanted to make sure his name is said.
Great. Thanks for the question, Charles.
And Janet and Howard Hallberg, married couple, they want to know about Designated Survivor, if it's renewed.
Like I said, the rest of the shows will be announced. We'll do the official announcement probably on May 12th. But I think I would fully expect as of today that show should probably be back for a second season.
Okay. So I am going to my first fan fest tomorrow with Donnell, Mara West, Robert Palmer Watkins, and William DeVry fan fest.
Okay.
The ones that they do through, I think, fantasy events or whatever.
I think
it's for cancer.
It's not done through ABC. It's all privately done.
Yeah, it's for cancer.
Everyone in our cast is super, super nice and really adores the fans. So I've always heard really positive things about all the fan events. I think just be yourself and have a good time, and ask any questions you want to ask, and take photos and get autographs, and I think you'll have a fun time.
Okay, that's on Saturday, actually. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I have another. I have gifts for them, and I have gifts for some of the guests that are coming, too.
Mm-hmm. That's nice of you.
So, yeah. I thought it's for cancer, and they're taking time out, so it's just something I wanted to do.
Awesome.
But do they like things like that?
But I'm sure they will be flattered and very appreciative. I know nobody expects gifts in our cast, so they're just happy to see you there at the event, and I'm sure anything you want to bring for them is more than generous, and yeah. Sure.
So, I think we may have about 5 more minutes, right?
Yeah,
sorry. Today is just it's a little bit of a crazy week around here. So
okay, so Diann, do you have anything else?
Okay, yeah, I do. I got drawn into GH as an adolescent when they brought Rick Springfield on the show. Mm-hmm. Is there any possibility that he may be coming back?
None that I know of right now, but you never know what's going to happen down the road.
Okay.
I feel like with General Hospital, anything is possible.
That's true.
Okay, and I have one more thing to piggyback off of that. I did talk about the last time about us having a new matriarch, patriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for putting Ned. Is he going to stay on, or is he going to be on days? And Olivia.
I don't know about days.
Because he's changing.
Mm-hmm.
He's changing his last name, and I just love the storyline because it kind of seems like now he's going to be like the next person.
Mhm. Yeah, we have a bunch of, we love everyone on the show, and I feel like Olivia and Ned, or especially Ned, changing his name to being a Quartermain is very, very important part of the show. So I definitely think we'll see more of them as time goes on, and follow the romance between Ned and Olivia too, and see where we're going to go for that. So it comes in those, they're part of, Ned at least is part of the recurring characters, and we try to use those folks as much as possible when the story dictates it.
Okay. We thank you. We know you have to go because you're shooting, but we thank you once again for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys.
And we thank you for providing GH in so many ABC shows. I think I say this all the time to you. Thank you so much for providing diversity and just things we can all identify to. Like we can all find a show that we love, whether it's Dancing with the Stars, which I was like panicking voting the other day because I was like, oh no, the person I wanted went home.
Oh no, that's no fun.
Yeah. So people enjoy the shows on ABC. I just want you to know that. And I just want to thank you, and I congratulate the cast of General Hospital and ask you to please congratulate them on behalf of Daytime Primetime.
Absolutely, will do. Thank you guys so much for your kind words, and thanks to everyone who watches General Hospital on a daily basis. Obviously, the show would not be on without our fan base, so you guys are super important to us, and we appreciate every day that you guys tune in.
Okay, Diann, any final words?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Varni. You're well respected, and we love your work.
Oh, thank you so much. That's nice of you to say. Everyone, including myself and everyone, especially on the show, the cast, our crew, everyone works really hard. So it's so great to have people like yourselves who acknowledge that, and I feel like it kind of energizes everyone to keep going, and it's always so nice to hear. So thank you guys so much for providing a great place to talk about the show.
Okay, well, take care, and we enjoyed our time with you.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.